Gigaventure.
Okay, so this is take 1.
2.
Welcome to
One
the
and a
Gigaventure
half.
podcast. I'm here with 3, you can't see the one, beautiful gentleman with me. Before we get started, would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Wait, we're not keeping the same intro?
No, because everyone shots.
Oh. But I like the whole part where he rage quit.
Oh, okay.
It's like, no GTA 5.
Okay, I'll make do with something.
But at the end, man, like, this is the extras of what we did earlier.
Okay.
Let me have like a live stream.
So we're gonna start all over?
Not really, but just like with the whole E3 things, you know, how do you feel that it's changed as opposed to the previous E3s that we've had in the past?
It's like the Comic-Con of video games.
Oh,
it kind of hoarded itself out. Like last year, everyone was waiting on everything, and it was 2-3 years ago when the next gen consoles were announced. We were on the edge of our seats.
Yeah.
This year, I skipped through every video I found. I was not interested in the slightest. I saw maybe 2 or 3 games I really wanted, and then I didn't care anymore. Especially that PS book, I turned off.
Yeah, the PS book, they really want to move this move system, and they're just copying the Wii. Because, I mean, even the Kinect, it's the same premise, just a different type of format, you know, with the whole no controller at all. You just get to move your arms and it follows you. But the book, like what they showed, they think it's because it's the Harry Potter writer doing it. They're going to get all these people to buy the move. You got to buy the move. You got to buy the camera. You got to buy the PS3. You got to buy the book. You got to buy the games. Yeah, that's a lot of money, you know. And you probably got to be connected to PSN while you play too.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to have internet accessibility, which, you know, that's not that big a deal anymore. But
You need internet and all this equipment to read a book?
basically.
Best book ever.
Book ever.
God.
I like how it was just, what was it, the move?
Yeah, it was just the move stick
It
and
was
like
a little wand.
It made it look
On
like a little
screen,
wand.
right?
Yeah,
it was
on
a
screen.
wand.
Wand.
But did you notice like how much space they need? Like they need 5x5 empty space to do that
Right.
stuff. They can't just do it like in my room. I would never be able to do that. It's not big enough. You know, I can understand maybe like a family living room, but I mean, who are the gamers? They have the consoles in their own rooms so they can play on their TVs and not bug the rest of the family if they're doing something else. You know?
I feel that like ever since the Wii was announced, I remember when the Wii came out, it was like the most, I saw it and I wanted it, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, seeing the console wars come out this length, I feel that it's going down. And everyone sees that, you know, Nintendo isn't keeping up with the 2 consoles. And it's funny because they started off with motion tracking, and here we go with the Move, with the Kinect, and I see that, like, what do they have now? That, like, tablet?
Yeah,
For
the Wii U, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Wii U.
And next thing you know, like, they have so many consoles. Nintendo's known for peripherals, okay?
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that they're probably gonna follow suit again. What if they get their own tablet? You know, that's how I feel everything's going. You know, they're taking stuff.
So
to
do
each
you
other.
think Nintendo's leading them?
I kind of feel that. You know, I kind of feel that.
Yeah, it seems like they're trying to copy them now too.
Right.
And they have the best motion tracking for the Wiimote and stuff, and that's not good. And we have to connect, and I have friends with the PlayStation Move thing,
Right.
and they're terrible. You know, it's hard to play. Like they were playing that dance one, the guy just moved around and wiggled a lot, and he got everything perfect.
I know that. Yeah, Richie, you were at E3. Did you get a chance to try any of these games out, or anything new that came out?
Dragon Ball.
That's all that matters.
Only game I waited in line for. Just so I could do this, just so I could power myself.
Oh yeah?
Was it awesome?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Did
Oh,
you
man.
have to yell as you do it so it recognizes your voice?
I think you have to unlock that.
Whoa.
Really?
Because they only have 4 characters,
Ah.
but supposedly they have like over 100 moves, and I think like every character you can think of that was ever in the series. Supposedly.
What
So-
system was this for?
Oh, for Connect.
For Connect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just funny because on YouTube, like everyone's hating on the trailer, and it was like 75% like thumbs down. It's like, oh, it's gonna suck. It was, no, it's actually a lot of fun. It's kind of like if you're playing Fist of the North Stars in the arcade.
Yes.
Yeah, it's totally like that. You don't have the timing stuff unless you're doing blocks or like super moves. Otherwise, just freeform like punching and kicking and stuff.
That's pretty cool. You know, everyone that disliked it probably gonna go buy it and not
Yeah.
tell any of
Yeah.
their friends.
I mean, like with the new Devil May Cry?
I am not getting into it.
No,
You're getting it, right?
They
No.
changed the way he looked. They changed the way he looked.
I'm getting it. I'm a DMC fan. I don't care.
I
I'm
love
getting that
DMC
game.
too, but this reboot they're doing it makes me so sad. Honestly,
well, if you look-
I don't like the way
When
Dante looks.
he first came out, it looked exactly like the creator of the game.
Yeah,
How-
the new creator of the game.
How like egotistical do you have to be to remake like an icon after yourself?
Yeah.
this gender confused Asian guys, and they're like, I'm the new Dante.
You know what's funny though is they say it's a prequel, but if you like go back to like when DMC3 came out, they released a manga series that was.
Anime? I remember watching it.
Well, they did the anime series too, but they did a manga series that played into DMC3 that explained the Virgil Dante conflict kind of thing, and their child forms look nothing like the way this new Dante is going to look, and they say it's supposed to be the same timeline.
Gotcha.
But I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just the manga doesn't coexist with the actual games, but they say they do. So.
I have to gotta admit, some of the gameplay did look pretty cool. So.
It does.
Well, I mean, it
I'm
is
not
Devil
gonna
May Cry's gameplay,
So.
but it's just the
I can
character.
But that's what we
understand,
liked.
like, the fans, you know, like, let's say they rebooted Dragon Ball and Goku is this completely different person. I can understand that standpoint.
Like a
That's
skinny,
true.
like it's
That's
like
true.
a super skinny guy,
Super skinny guy.
with like
With
short
white
buzz
hair.
cut hair.
With that emo haircut.
Right, so I
Smoke
can
cigarettes.
understand that, but it's just, we don't know until the game is out.
Yeah, that's
Next
true.
thing you know, I mean, like, I feel that, well, okay, this isn't even made by the original DMC, right?
Yeah, no,
it's
it's totally
made by the guys who did Bayonetta.
Yeah.
And,
Is it Platinum Games?
yeah, or no, that was Revengeance, I think. I think it was
Revengeance
Revengeance.
is
I'm getting
Platinum,
these, but
yeah.
that's what I was going to go into as well. Like, with so many of these reboots happening, do you think that this is a way for them to, you know, just here's something new. If you don't like it, here's our
Works for Gundam.
HD. Yeah, there you go.
True.
So-
You mean Cash Cow?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I know they're doing the HD remix of the Enders.
Yeah.
We got
The Metal Gear
Devil May
Solid.
Cry,
Metal Gear Solid on the PSP.
But those are all classic games that everyone, those have huge cult followings. It's not like,
Yeah, they're not.
touching and like changing.
yeah, they're not
Yeah,
changing the way
retconning
Dingo looks. They're not changing how
story
Leo
line,
acts.
right.
It's everything's kind of what we wanted to see, but better.
Do you feel that this is their way of saying, hey, I'm sorry that these not so good games are coming out. Here's something you already like. We're giving it to you.
Nah, they're just making money.
Exactly. Like,
But they are
if-
playing to the familiar.
Yeah,
familiar,
if you get enough people
gamers.
saying that, hey, I want an HD remix of this, and they go, wait a second, we can make a couple bucks off of this,
Yeah.
they're going to do it, but it's great for us, we win in the end too.
Because look on the PS2 when they redid Devil May Cry, they brought out that 3-pack of all the games. Once I think it was right before 4 came out, and then now they just did another HD master of it for the PS3 and Xbox.
I don't remember 3 games, I remember 1, and I remember 3.
Well, you don't count it.
I remember
Let's not get into that.
What becomes 1 and 3?
Well, when you were bringing up Rising, like I don't think Rising is a
Metal Gear game.
well, I mean, it's a Metal Gear game, but it's a totally different. It's after 4,
Right.
and it's totally 100% focused on Raiden, and it's a totally different game style because Raiden doesn't fight the same way Snake does. Snake is stealth, Raiden is just kind of more action ninja style, and it's just more crazy over top. And I like Bayonetta. It was a pain in the butt to beat, but I liked it. So I'm looking forward to see what they do with this game.
Is it true that her clothes are just hair?
yeah, her clothes or just her hair. Because her power was like she could bewitch her hair,
I gotta see a
control
horror
it.
movie about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, those Japanese people, right?
When you know how we always want something new, right?
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel that this is a good direction for companies to take big franchises?
Well, that's
Yeah, well, no, just like with the direction of Revengeance or the direction of the new DMC now. It's just so many things are different.
well, like Revengeance. That's a whole completely new take. I kind of like that, but
Yeah.
with the way the
It's
systems are
Metal
going-
Gear Rising, not Metal Gear
No,
Solid.
Metal Gear
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
Of course.
But like the way that these systems are going, we're not saying anything new. We're saying we want to be better than the Wii. We want to shut the Wii down, and we want to be better than Kinect. We want to be better than PS Move.
You know what? The PS3 at their press conference, they said their units are now selling more than the Wii and the Xbox.
But that's what it seems like now. Is they're just we want what we got to be better than theirs, so we can shut them down. It's not like they're really trying to make anything new. They're trying to revamp what someone else did to be better. So like we're not seeing a lot of really just new groundbreaking content. I mean, Watch Dogs look fantastic. The Revengeance look really good. I'm not gonna lie.
Beyond
Beyond look fantastic.
The guys who did Heavy Rain.
Yeah, but like
Is that the one on the page?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, I know a couple people.
I don't even know the
crazy
history
over it.
about that. Can you tell me about this game?
Beyond?
Yeah.
Well, they didn't really. This is like their first time announcing it. Was at that press conference, and from what they told us is, you play this character, and she has the ability to communicate with spirits, basically. It's kind of like a medium, and so
She's soulbound to one.
yeah,
Mm.
a spirit is with her at all times, and she said his name, but for the life of me, I can't remember what his name was.
Eden.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But it's like, where Heavy Rain was more like a point and click.
Mhm.
This is an actual like action game. You're not just pointing and clicking. You're actually controlling her, running around. There's this scene where like at the end of that scene, For some reason, the police are after her, but I'm assuming it's like the Illuminati disguised as the police, you know, chasing her down. And like, she gets up off the ground and it zooms out, and the graphics are beautiful. And there's this H-60 helicopter just crashed into the ground on fire. And she walks up to the leader of the SWAT guy, and she lifts him up by the collar shirt, and she's like, "Stop following me!" And she throws him down and just limps away from the wreckage. I'm like, okay, I'm interested. I want to see. I want to see where this goes. And like, the face recognition looks amazing. The motions, it's gonna look good. I mean, and what they showed was running real time on the PS3, so it looked great.
I love everything to do with Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain was such a good, new game for me to try. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm just looking at Alan Page.
Well,
How about
that?
that? Well, okay.
So
How
mostly the guy wrote
Juno.
no.
She's pregnant again.
And the spirit's the father. That's what it is. Damn it,
Jason!
That's why
We got a new game.
Yeah. Okay.
The game was written with her in mind.
Yeah.
And then after his past successes, he's all like, yeah, you know, I'll pitch this to Ellen Page, and it worked.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So
She was on
I mean,
board.
a lot of people
100%.
for some reason really, really love her.
Hey, right here, man.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying I don't like her.
I mean, I'm not like the biggest fan, but I don't see why not. I mean,
Yeah.
I am a big fan of like survival horror, I guess, the supernatural. So I'm up for it.
Survival horror. Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider.
yeah, oh, yeah, it
Okay.
felt like, well, I mean,
Don't get raped.
yeah, I was uncomfortable watching.
Yeah.
It's haunting grounds all over again. It's a game
You know
about
what,
not
though?
getting raped.
That is a true prequel, though, because look where she starts. Like, compared to what she is when you first meet her.
Yeah, all
on the PS1
confident
stage,
and
confident,
I can
super
do it.
badass, gun ho.
She likes tunes.
You know, right? She loves Tombs. She loves
Makes
going
sense.
in. And then like, you know, they did the reboot of her later on, where they re-graphicked her, you know, made her more PC-ish, I guess you can call it. And now this new version, which is like the core roots of her, it's like a second like real adventure or something. And like she's on a survival. I mean, the way they set it up, like you're on the boat wreck, so you got to get back with your group that you lost. You got to survive while you're looking for them. But there's also other people on the island that are bad. For, you know, there's the guy that grabs her friend and then like they tie her up. And there's some really bad scenes. Like you're like,
Whoa.
the opening scene is like her
Taking
hanging
that
upside.
boundary, man.
There's her. The opening scene is her hanging upside down, like in like this weird like rat cocoon. And she looks around. There's a dead body like spread out on the wall. These like ritual candles lit, and she's just freaked out. I was like, this is not.
This is
Tomb Raider.
not a little bit of my childhood.
Yeah, it piqued my interest. I'm like, the game style looks like Uncharted-ish, you know, like the way she's jumping. I'm like, oh, she's Nathan Drake and people for whatever. But I want to play it.
She came first though. I grew up with the Tomb Raider series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite parts is when you would do the tutorial practice in your
Yes.
animation.
Yeah.
And the butler would follow
The
you around.
butler
Yeah,
everywhere.
But for the thing that me and my cousins would do, we would go to the kitchen and you can open up the freezer and we would wait for the butler to come and then we would go out and lock the butler in the freezer. I don't know.
The poor guy.
I love exploring games like that. I don't know. Well, Rich, okay, for me three, what are some things that caught your eye? Some things that you're looking great. Oh,
Rude.
air horn.
Yeah.
Air horn.
God.
Just in time, right?
There's a silence button on your phone.
Right.
Yeah.
Alright.
But I was actually looking forward to Watch Dogs. Looked really good.
Yeah.
I've never been really into like those really integrated games,
Features.
but like yeah, it looked really good. And
Yeah. Dude, the whole cell phone thing he does,
That-
where you can like
that was cool.
scan anybody and like, you find out all their information, like that's gonna be a creeper move.
it's like the world ends with you, but on crack.
The
Yeah.
world ends with you and I crack. They have buttons.
Yeah. Well, I wish. I wish.
The little action scene they showed us where you're fighting in like that group of cars and like he blows up the gas station. I was like,
Awesome.
okay, I want to
Explodes
blow up
the
the gas
gas
station. Yeah, and I want to punch a mafia boss in the face.
Who doesn't?
Why not?
I love the mafia. I love Italian.
Hold on. edit this, Ryan.
And for the life of me, I couldn't remember the name. It was I believe it was a Wii game, and it looked a lot like Muramasa and Odin Sphere. Really fast-paced, kind of side-scrolling action game. It looked really beautiful, very beautiful art style. I can't remember the name though, but
Pikmin 3.
Sure, why not? Let's get off this planet together with a little flower buds.
Hey, you got rock Pikmin this time.
Oh man.
So, what do you guys think of the whole Sony PSN mobile that they're trying to do?
I failed attempt.
Oh,
but-
They're good throwing all the resources into it.
Yeah.
So,
Do you think it's a setup for the PS4? Like they want to integrate your cell phone into the new console?
Have you ever seen the movie Summer Wars? it's like Facebook, if you will, where everything in the world is connected to one thing. And I feel that that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
And like stock markets crash in this movie, and it just
Yeah, Metal Gear.
It's, if you watch Digimon the movie, this is by the same person.
Yeah, I get it now.
Several words by the same person.
I understand
Okay,
now.
Go ahead. PSN. Talk about PSN.
They're consolidating everything.
Yeah.
Within like Sony corporate.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm trying to remember the name of their service.
Well, right now it's called PlayStation Studio. No, or is it Sony Studio? Or Sony Suite. PlayStation Suite.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Okay.
PlayStation Suite. Sorry.
You went the right way.
I got it.
You got it.
So now they're changing the name to PlayStation Mobile instead of Suite.
Yeah. So
Just
I mean,
because
because
they
they
want
have
more.
like Sony Music, they have Sony Pictures.
Yeah.
They have a
Now they're gonna
Netflix.
have they're gonna have Hulu Plus.
Right.
You know, they already have Netflix, so.
So
And then
they're looking for another way to push all this content on you. It's like buy our stuff.
and now they want to make their own phone. I mean, there's already like the Sony Ericsson smartphones.
Yeah.
But I think they want to sell.
Domination.
Like, I mean, there's the PS3, there's the Vita, and now they're actually working on making those two connect more with the cross gameplay.
Right.
And then there's this PlayStation Mobile, which now they want to make a phone through HTC. Well, they need to make an actual PlayStation phone, then, not a Sony Ericsson or
What is the
HTC.
PlayStation certified phones? But I mean,
But without
like,
that name brand, I don't think people are going to be super interested in it.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, like, do you think they could be like better allocating their money to do something actually different rather than just kind of buy into the craze that's going on right now? Because the whole craze is the new cell phone games and your little touch pads and stuff like that.
Right. Well, that's funny because Gree had the hugest booth of E3, and it's all iPhone games. They had the most exclusive party, and it's all mobile games only. So it's kind of I think a lot of these companies are just kind of scared. Like, if we're not in this space, if we're not like throwing money at this, then we'll just lose more gaming share. Like, people will be more about mobile gaming.
Well, I think mobile gaming's already taken off, you know.
Right.
But I don't think they need to like.
Well, do you think the Vita's dying? Because people keep saying that.
See, the
but,
Vita has
like,
just.
I think
They had a strong launch.
start.
Like, I went and bought a Vita that weekend, honestly.
Okay.
But I mean, I didn't pay money for it really. Because I traded a bunch of stuff in. But I mean, I actually enjoy my Vita.
Okay.
I want more cross-game features with what I have on my PS3.
Right.
Because I no longer am a multi-console person. I am solely a PS3 player. I don't play Xbox anymore. I don't play Wii. You know, so I want more, you know, on-the-go gaming. And, you know, I have my phone. I have my, you know, Angry Birds and stuff like that on my phone. But I mean, when I'm like going someplace on a long trip, or you know, if I have my Vita with me, like at work, I don't play my game at work. Just FYI, I totally play my Vita
Just
at
in
work.
case you want.
But I mean, I want more gaming. I want to be able to play my game on PS3 at home, put it on my Vita, and then play it at work, or play it at, you know, someplace where I'm bored.
On the drive up to LA.
Yeah, I'll drive
Yes.
to LA, or you know, just anywhere
Were
really.
we talking about that? How we could put our PS1 games on the PS3 and our PSP, but we can't put them on the Vita.
But they just announced that they're going to do that for the Vita now.
Oh,
They say the Vita will now support PS1 games. They didn't.
I know their tablet.
I don't think they said anything about. I don't think they said anything about PSP games though. They just said PS1 games will be supported. But they said Final Fantasy is going to be on the Vita, Crash Bandicoot, all these other great PS1 games and stuff.
Just making sure.
They had that 20-minute limit.
Yeah. Do you? Okay. I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy X. That's probably I like that.
That was probably the last good one.
And I know
No,
there's a remake. Huh?
No, XT.
What? I don't know what you're saying.
What about
Words coming in your
12?
mouth that not making sense.
I love 12. Is that wrong?
Well, no, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay.
Whereas I've never played another Final Fantasy game besides
That's
12.
okay. That's okay.
Okay.
It's coming to both. The remake of Final Fantasy X is coming to both the PS3 and the PS3. All right.
Is this an HD thing or is it actually?
I'm pretty sure it's an ancient thing.
Yeah, it's
And
probably
that's what I really like that Sony is doing. It's just if I'm playing at home and then I have some trip to go to, like on
Yeah.
the way I can continue right where I left off, and I love that. And I think that's probably one of the biggest highlights that I enjoy. Something new to the table.
Yeah. Because nobody else has a.
Right.
I mean, well, besides Nintendo, they have the 3DS, but
Right.
they have
But
nothing like
you
that.
can't really connect it to your PS3 or next or there. They can't connect it to the Wii,
Yeah,
And
that's the thing.
that's the thing is you got this nice ass piece of equipment
Because-
and you go to your other nice.
I
piece of
mean,
equipment.
the Vita is a tank. That thing runs hardcore.
Right.
Like, that can run. I mean, look at the Uncharted game. It looks amazing on the Vita. So, I mean, if they just focus more on those two, PS3 and Vita working together, I think they'd make more money, honestly. And the
Yeah.
Vita would be more popular than what it is right now.
But in the 3 games they have for it,
Yeah, their game launch was.
So let's take a Twitter question from CoffeeMint29.
I love that name.
If you guys could, if you the pieces were in your hands, you're a video game developer. At the same time, you know the knowledge of what fans want. What would you do differently? And Richie, you want to start us off with this one? It's tough. It's tough.
Wait, do differently?
Change the question,
something.
man. Maybe you can bring them to the table.
Yeah.
Well, there's a Kickstarter launch for this game called Dead State. So it's a zombie like survival RPG, but it's kind of like that show The Colony.
Yeah.
So you're holed up.
The one like that was on Discovery they did?
Yeah. So you're holed up somewhere. You have survivors. You're trying to take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to go out and scout and stuff. But there's actually a what's it called? So sound plays a big role in like attracting zombies and stuff. So there's actually like a meter. So okay, walking with this much weight means like this much sound. Or if I apply the gun, like there's a 50-foot radius, I might be attracting zombies and things. So it becomes really tactical. So yeah, I mean, if I was a big developer, I'd come in and buy Double Bear. I think Double Bear Productions is their name.
Mm-hmm.
Buy them out, and then I'll launch that game.
Yeah, that's good. What about you, Justin?
Oh man, I think that the JRPG, the whole genre has been like pretty crappy lately. I don't think anyone can really disagree with that. But
Agreed.
Thank you. And he brought up the subject of Dragoon, and like I think that if we could bring back a game like Legend Dragoon, like he said they were gonna make Legend Dragoon 2, or
Got canceled.
sadly, a game like that was like Xenoblade, because Xenoblade is like this beautiful RPG, this JRPG nonetheless, that cuts out all the bullshit. You don't have to go, traveling from point to point to point and take 3 hours just to walk and finish one quest. And and it's you can do what you want, have all the fun, killing monsters, doing this and that, get to the story, and you have this really deep connection with the characters, and you really feel for them, and you have that connection you do with the old JRPGs that you used to. If we could bring that kind of like the whole forefront of the JRPGs, where you don't have to do the bullshit, and you could just do what you needed to do, and you got to the storyline, it would be just, I think it'd be bring people back to JRPGs a lot. As one of my first love of gaming.
Yeah, because now they follow the same formula.
It's
Main male character has a girl crush who's either an old friend or some princess he meets. She either gets taken or something happens to her. He finds out his father was a superhero, so he's a superhero.
or his father's a bad guy.
Or something, and so then they go. Then he gathers his friends. They go on a
Total
quest.
flowchart.
And yeah, it is.
Right?
You can wrap it up.
Like, they're just in Japan. Like, what should we do next? Just bring the JRPG flowchart in.
Exactly. But
Okay, we'll follow this chart
This
here,
one
and
looks good.
boom, we'll make $1,000.
He's right. It's always the same. It's always the same equation. It might, A might turn into a little squiggly A a little bit, but that's about the extent they explore it. And if we saw a lot of different stuff like we see in Xenoblade or Last Story, they could bring a lot of things back to the JRPG genre. It'd really be really nice.
For me, when it came to RPGs, it's always a story for me that always.
Exactly.
That's why I enjoy them so much.
That's why you used to love JRPGs, because you could get really into the story and you could feel for the characters.
It's hard for me to like believe how there couldn't be a bigger audience for that. I'm just trying to think. I mean, when I ask someone who plays video games, what do you like? Call of Duty. It's my favorite game.
Right?
I hate that.
But like back in the day, it was all RPGs. That's all we had.
Yeah.
But that was, I mean, in the past couple of years, what great RPG have you played other than like Mass Effect counts as an RPG to me, and I heard Dragon Age was a fantastic game too. And
Dragon Age 1.
Dragon Age 1. Exactly.
We're not talking about
Not the one Felicia.
What JRPG have you played in the last few years that was just blew you out of your, just blew you away?
That's a tough.
those two
Yeah.
games named are American publishers.
Exactly.
Mhm.
You know what though? The new game they just brought out from Capcom, Dragon's Dogma, that's actually really fun. It is a fun. It's not so much a JRPG, but it is an RPG, and it is fun, and it's done by Capcom. And they have this cool little system they call the pawn system, where your friends can make partners. You don't just go around randomly and like you're stuck with these people the entire game. You can change out on the fly as long as you get these little things called wrist stones. So I mean, it's fun.
Oh, you never answered the question either. What would you change about the E3?
What
would I
add
do?
to it?
Or if you were a game developer.
If I was a game developer and I had the power, I would pick up Legend Dragoon 2. Because that was like the RPG to me when I was a kid. That was my first major RPG that got me into it. Like, honestly, I haven't been a gamer that long, to be honest with you. Like, probably around, like, the PS2 was when I really started getting into gaming. Like I had a PlayStation 1, but I barely touched it.
Gotcha.
You know, I really wasn't allowed to play games that much.
Mm.
And then like my parents got more lenient, so I was like, okay, I'll play games more.
Picked it up.
So I started picking it up, and
But Dragoon was like the game back
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
too. That was like you
my
close to school.
my PS1 game of choice was Dragoon,
Yep.
and then Spyro. You know what?
Resident Evil tech.
Resident Evil did come eventually, but I caught it late. I didn't catch
Was
the
there
rest of
any
it.
good RPGs that came out of Remake? 'Cause I can't.
I
think
can't
maybe the
think
ones
of
we
one.
mentioned.
I
Exactly.
can't think of
Yeah.
one, and one new one that is.
I know they announced Tales of Excilia 2, but that didn't come out at E3. That was sort of like a press release they had.
Okay.
And that looked like they were actually taking JRPG to the next level.
Take it.
And it was actually where you're in the middle of a cutscene and stuff's going on, and in the middle, as the main character, you have to choose, fight, don't fight, go left, go right, this and that. So they're actually adding your own story-making element to the game.
Yeah.
Which I thought was, them trying to step out of their comfort zone, which I thought was really neat.
Now, didn't you see The Last of Us for the PS3, which is done by it's done by Naughty Dog, isn't it? The guys who do Uncharted.
Which one?
The
The Last of Us.
Was it movies?
No, because they say it's done by guys who do Uncharted. That's Naughty Dog.
We'll have the picture right.
Okay.
correction. For that.
If I'm wrong,
go
if
ahead.
I'm wrong, don't send hate mail to me, please.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but that looked awesome. Like when I first heard the concept, it was you're this guy, and he did some bad stuff before this like whole world apocalypse thing.
Yeah.
So now he found this little girl during his survival. So now he wants to protect her and like make amends and make peace with himself. Protect this girl, make sure get her to safety, and then if whatever happens to me happens to me, and I can die and be guilt free. But I heard it, I'm like, so it's a giant escort mission the entire game. Like,
That's what I was afraid of.
I'm like, that's gonna be stupid. And when I saw the gameplay, that girl, they put so much thought into that little girl. She is so smart. Like the part they show is like there's this hotel that's all collapsed. Like there's collapse and like there's growth on the walls of plants, and like the glass, like the roof is glass and it's like shattered, so it's been raining. So like the little floor is all water almost, and like they're going through the rooms and they're going from room to room, kind of looking for supplies, and they hear people, and so he hides and she hides, and like he gets into a gunfight, and the entire time she stays hidden. But there's this part towards the end of the demo where I guess you call him the boss of that little gang has a shotgun. He comes up and he like boom, butts him in the head with it, and he gets knocked back, and he hits him to the ground, and they're struggling with the shotgun. And out of nowhere, that little girl comes up and stabs the boss in the back with a knife, and he throws her off, and it's just enough time for your character to grab the shotgun from the guy, turn it just enough, and blow the guy's brains out.
Right.
I was like,
Reaction time.
yeah. So I'm like,
Coney 2012.
they made this little girl like the main point is to escort her, but they made her smart enough to protect herself and help you in battle, and not just get in the way. Like some games they do
The
that.
word
And
trash
then, like,
talking.
the girl like
Yeah.
runs in front of you and like, I'll take the bullet for you. Oh my god.
Resident Evil 4, right?
Oh my god, Ashley.
They need to fix AI.
Right.
It's a bear trap, Walker.
Yeah, right. Hey Ashley, I know you're following me, so I'm just gonna walk around the picture. Oh my god, Leon, my legs! Son of a bitch.
I'm running out of herbs.
I know,
I
right?
gotta pick her up. I find it the funniest thing ever.
You ever get the
Demons, pick her up.
you ever get the armor for her? The night armor?
Where she
She's
can't be picked
invisible.
up?
So they pick her up, they're like, oh my god, she's so heavy!
Yeah, yes.
And like you can just instantly shoot your RPG at her and she'll never die. That's all I did.
Along with that question we just got, I want to know your guys' biggest disappointment of this E3 too.
Oh.
You can't just say E E3.
E3 in general.
There was no ponies.
Uh,
Let me go with the first question.
Oh, you go.
I guess I don't know. My answer will probably be breaking the rules. I guess I like.
The what?
I like. You'll probably be breaking rules. I guess if you're a game developer, I like when the fans they always pick up on everything. Sometimes you can't get anything past the fan. They always find something. I guess I like when companies take suggestions from their audience. I know that might not be like a good thing if you look at it from a different angle, but I like that. And think about it, you can clean up on so many imperfections or stuff that we don't need just by listening to your audience. I know there are companies that do that. Capcom kind of does that too. Blizzard is kind of go with that too. And
So there's someone that didn't listen to their audience, or?
yeah. I mean, no, they actually sometimes take suggestions from the audiences, and I think I would like to see more of that because there are so many games I play these days, and it's just like, why didn't they fix up on this? Why couldn't they have done this? And it's just I don't know how much money,
little things that every fan's going to notice, and it's going to be a pain in the butt. You're like, why didn't you just take the time to fix this?
Yes.
Were you that pressed for time?
Exactly. And like to go on with your Final Fantasy 11 thing, it's just I remember trying to get into that, but it's just the pay system is ridiculous. It's like an extra $1 towards your monthly subscription for every character you have,
Exactly.
and then like your box. It was just it's stupid, and I don't understand like why they would do that or whatever. But that's something I would do as a game developer. Is probably take more suggestions from my audiences. To answer your next question, is the downside to E3 for me was they were pushing so many gimmicks. I didn't like that. They were pushing so many gimmicks. Give us.
You see the
Yeah.
NBA Beats game?
Yes. And it's just like, hey, let's get Usher and have him dance, and that's cool. No, Usher's cool.
Because we haven't seen that.
I would actually buy that NBA game though.
Yeah?
It's a music game, even though it's basketball. Like, I don't learn how to dribble. It's a fucking music game.
Not
music
NBA
game.
Street, if that counts. But
But
that's
that's so
fine.
random, like seeing that.
you can
Like,
take it next.
That's totally gimmicky. No, well, what else was gimmicky though? Like,
They're just
the
I mean, like,
we
really
can
broke
fight
the
about
mold,
that.
though.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what
Keep
my
going, keep
point was? There wasn't any games, really. Like all the games they announced, we knew about, or they,
Right.
They might release something of it.
When that Sony guy came out for that PlayStation book thing, he was like, "Oh, look what we have, and we kept it a secret." Yeah, you should have kept it a secret from the audience too,
You should have kept it a
because
secret
no
forever.
one wanted to see that POS. Okay, because it looked horrible and it was stupid. But I mean, Resident Evil 6, we already knew about it. Tomb Raider, we already knew about it. Halo 4, we already knew about it.
Yep.
We knew about Last of Us. The only one we didn't really know about was Beyond. That was the first time we ever heard of it.
Tomb Raider?
We knew about Tomb Raider
Okay.
because they released it beforehand. And same thing with like the Kojima stuff. We knew about Metal Gear Rising
Right.
Yeah.
for how many years now?
And they
Right.
tested it out. Did they test it out last E3 or some kind of game show before
Yes.
where he cut the melon in
Because-
half?
Because there's two different versions of Rising. There's the first version that was done by the Kojima staff, but it wasn't actually under Hideo Kojima. And then there's the Platinum Games version where Kojima's like, here, you're in control of this now. He's still the artistic overhead of everything, but he put it in their hands as he trusted them more.
The trollrific artistic
Because
overhead.
before it looked more like MGS4, and it looked more like when Ryan would slash, it looked kind of choppy.
Yeah.
Like he was like a robot. Now it's fluid and it looks nice, so that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can't really think of anything else that excited me.
Now, what about you?
E3 is small.
Well, yeah, you
Well,
got
you win.
Yeah. I mean,
Lucky bastard.
Anime Expo is actually bigger than E3 by like 4,000 people.
Damn.
A lot of companies came with just meeting rooms, and then like I remember like pre-2005 there was one hall where it was all peripherals. It was like a swamp meet thing. So, you could, so like it's just more to see, more to do, more to touch. And then there's a lot of companies who were outside of the hall.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of weird. It's like you have a tent in a parking lot. Why?
Get some booth babes out there,
Yeah, it was just random.
chilling.
I think like Riot was in a bowling alley. Well, I mean Lucky Strike is cool, but like E3 used to be like this huge event, like the gaming event.
Yeah, it was the Comic Con for
Right,
gaming.
exactly. Now there's PAX and IndieCade.
Well, even Comic Con's the Comic Con
GDC.
comics.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. So now, and then to go off like the storybook thing, I mean that's Sony pitching to families.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
people watching the E3 stream is
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, it's a hardcore gamer.
Right,
the ones
exactly.
who
So
stay
we're
up till
all-
midnight
yeah.
playing something.
We're all let down by all these things that this core audience doesn't care about. So I mean that just like E3 letting everyone down. I think that's like the epitome example.
I did notice it's more family oriented now. They want
is.
to
Right.
show the family side of gaming, where I honestly think you're making money appealing to the hardcore gamers or hardcore gamers using loosely.
Yeah, we're the ones that buy the games. We're
Yeah.
the ones that want to play the games over and over.
We're the ones that go pre-order it. We're the ones that go to GameStop and put our $5 down. The crazy edition, whatever they got.
Yeah, that sucks too, because like even last year or the year before, we were on the edge of our seats waiting for E3. And we were like, what's gonna come out now? And this year we're just like, okay, thanks, I can do that.
Did you guys see the Square Enix new engine?
I did not.
Oh, no,
It's-
yeah.
it was running on a PC,
Yeah.
but it looked amazing. Like, I'm
do
hoping.
you think it's gonna be next gen then?
I'm hoping definitely next year. I'm hoping
Okay.
PS4 and whatever the new Xbox is going to be called. That's what they're going to look like. 720, whatever. That's the given name.
720. Yeah, I think my biggest point was kind of a mixture, you guys, is that we were so underwhelmed this year. Like I said before, we used to be on the edge of our seats waiting and watching, and and checking YouTube, watching G4 and stuff like that.
Following Twitter.
Exactly, and I mean, the presentation from G4 was completely stupid. They had absolutely nothing like intriguing to say. I didn't care about any of the stuff that they showed. And like I said, the PS book, they're trying to push Kinect like a crazy bastard, and then
The Wii U.
exactly, that's something my cat can jump on and piss on, and I'm glad I'm gonna go buy that.
Yeah,
so.
we need to go buy a new controller.
And it's just, I mean, I've been so completely underwhelmed that I didn't care. I mean, you're like, I'm gonna go reserve this. I'm gonna check this out.
You're sitting there playing League of Legends and just listening in the background. Whatever.
what I do.
That's not cool at all. Actually.
Yeah, I don't even give a crap. So I mean,
GameStop.
they just didn't do anything for me this year, for anybody this year, for in that matter. Like when I watched the PS book one, no one in the audience really cared. Like before, those crowds would go wild. Like when they would like, oh, Halo 3 is coming out or something, or this is the new PS3, the Xbox 360. People went crazy. They were showing that PS book, and they're like,
Did anybody notice
so
that?
excited for this?
Anybody notice that Sony really was pushing PlayStation Plus?
They were.
They were really
releasing
trying.
games now. And
Yeah, and I'm a Plus member, and I thought that was actually pretty cool promotion they did, where you can go and download like Infamous 2 and Little Big Planet 2 and Saints Row 2 and all those for free. But like everybody wants game chat on the PS3 because the Vita has it, but the PS3 doesn't. And I've heard different rumors that it's a third-party developer doesn't want us to have it. The PS3 doesn't have enough RAM. There's all these excuses.
I hear that's copyrighted to Microsoft or something.
Yeah.
I hear that.
But then
the PS Vita can do it though.
yeah,
too.
I want to know why the
Yeah.
Vita can do it then.
Like I don't know. I want to be playing
Is
like,
that-
Metal Gear, and then you can be playing like.
Uncharted.
And
we just
I'll
chat
with you.
yeah.
Like
yeah.
I don't see the harm in that.
Yeah.
I gotta have my computer next to my PS3 now so I can talk to you
Mhm.
guys.
Yeah, you can,
Mhm.
yeah. And then you have two internets going, and then who else is in your house is running off the
Right.
internet?
Exactly.
You know, you just hear your signal go boop, 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 boop.
Did you have any? Is there any?
Well, how about all the Wii U social stuff?
Honestly,
I'll let that slide. Just I don't want to think too
didn't
much
watch
about it.
Nintendo's press
Yeah,
conference at all
but-
because I have no interest.
I mean, we already knew it. There's nothing they could hide from us. They've already been
I
trying to.
think
They've been
it's
trying to get
last
people to
year.
come in.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they have like that one Miramasa looking game that I saw, and that's about it. So, that's only because of the
That was
artist too.
That was your one.
Yeah.
There was no new Zelda. Surprisingly.
They kind of they're like, oh, here we got the picture of the new Zelda here, and you know you got the whole thing in your.
Is anybody excited for Halo 4?
I'm not a big Halo fan, but it looked good.
It
Yeah.
did. It looked great.
I always play them, but I've never been a huge fan.
I was not a big Halo fan, but I played all of them. But when I played Reach, I loved Reach for some reason.
Did
I
you like
don't know.
Halo Wars 2?
I did not like
Kidding.
it.
I'm a big StarCraft
You,
fan.
you couldn't keep that serious face for a while.
No.
So okay, wrap this up. We're running out of time. I don't like giving shout outs because that's just dumb. Right? But
Hi, Mom.
what do we got coming up? What events are we coming up with? Just in case people were to see this. What do we got coming up first, guys?
We got Anime Squared, right?
And Squared.
Anime Squared, and that's what, the June 15th or 16th?
15th, 17th.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
I'm gonna be
weekend.
there just for the 15th. So.
You're gonna be there.
On
You're
Friday.
gonna go.
Yeah.
And then at the end of June, the
It's-
28th through the July 2nd, we have Anime
Anime
Expo.
Expo.
We're all going to that.
And later in July we got Comic Con.
Yeah,
So we
Comic-Con.
got some pretty
You
good
guys
events.
doing Eva?
Not enough money this year.
Yeah.
You gotta plan ahead for those things.
I'm trying to do Anime Con, so who knows. But yeah, anything else before we go, guys?
No, that's it for me.
Any one-liners? Any tips?
Hey.
You guys.
I'm sorry that just happened. Edit that.